Good evening, folks. Welcome to tonight's editions of Stocks and Slides with Joe May. Monday, March 22nd. Pretty good Monday overall. All the sectors were green today. The Dow was up. I think it finished up 120, I believe. But everything was green today. Not a very strong day though. I mean, the markets were green. The communication sectors were pretty good today. The energy sectors were way down. Real estate's way down. Consumer discretionary, I think, was pretty good today. But not a fantastic day for me. Not a horrible day. It was actually, I think I ended up losing $35 when it was all said and done. 3 of my investments went up, 2 went down. Overall mixed board for me. So one thing I want to talk about tonight, and before we get started, if y'all wouldn't mind, please click that like and subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. So let's talk about SunDial. Last week, it was a pretty exciting week for SunDial, and if y'all are following any of my videos, I actually purchased SunDial. I believe it was Monday after the 50-50 ownership with SAF, and the stock jumped up 20 cents that day. I actually pulled the trigger, and that was the first time me investing in the SunDial. I was actually in at $1.64. And then after I invested in Monday, I realized that the earnings was coming out on Wednesday. So I took a gamble there, and I was just going to, let's see what the earnings were going to do, right? And the earnings came out in the post market, and the earnings were good. They beat their expectations, and there was post market jumpage, right? I mean, my $1.64 investment at one point at the end of at nighttime on Wednesday, it was all the way up to $1.82 at one point. And then actually Thursday morning wee hours at 5 o'clock in the morning, I looked at the market, and it started to fall, which I thought was quite peculiar. But I was waiting to hear, there was another conference call that was supposed to happen at 8:30 that morning as well. I never got word of the conference call, what had happened, at least not as Thursday morning. So I executed a stop loss that morning because I expected SunDial to immediately drop after the conference call. I figured everybody's going to cash out on the profits, and this sucker was going to drop. And so I executed my 5-cent trail stop at roughly 9 o'clock a.m. Central that day for a 5-cent trail stop. And at that point, it was hopping back and forth between $1.64, $1.66. So I was really waiting to hear this conference call. And, I figured this conference call, what's the future looking like for SunDial? And I expected this thing to jump up, right? I was expecting this to jump up, but unfortunately I never heard the meeting. I never heard the conference, but I noticed the stock was kind of back and forth between $1.61, $1.69, $1.66, so it was kind of all over the place in that $1.60 category. So I went ahead and executed the 5-cent trail stop for SunDial, and it appears that was a good move. I own 2,000 shares of SunDial, so it was $20 a penny one way or the other. Or maybe it was on 1,750 shares, I'm sorry. So the 5-cent trail stop got executed at 161. So I took a little bit of damage holding on to it for 2 days. I wasn't able to sell in the post market. I guess Ameritrade doesn't, my account set up. I can't trade during, pre-market or post market. I can't trade. So my 5-cent trail stop was executed at about 9:05 a.m. Central on Thursday morning, and that's executed a sale at $1.61, and I'm glad I did. Let's look at it, folks. SunDial growers. Folks, this is one of the most volatile stocks that I think I've ever followed. And wow, I mean, it really is. For the past couple weeks, past 3 weeks actually, SunDial tends to kind of move with the market. Again, the market was green today, you know, all the way through. Not a fantastic green day, but it was a solid green day, up 120 points. The Dow was. So SunDial did not move with the market today at all. Apparently, a lot of people followed suit, and what I did with SunDial. Now, luckily, I got out at $1.61. I definitely was not a long-term investor with SunDial. I was really hoping for this thing to get pumped up, hoping to get caught up in maybe like the AMC fiascos or the GameStops. I was really thinking maybe with good news, a lot of stimulus coming out, and I was thinking this thing could actually pump up to something stupendous. And it didn't. It didn't. So I executed my sale at $1.61, and that was on Thursday morning. And so here we are today. We had a closing price of $1.30. The day's change, I guess it opened up this morning at $1.49. And with a 19-cent drop. So yes, so negative 12.75% drop today, folks. This is doing like it did last time it jumped up. Last time we were actually able to hit a support line of $1.16. So I'm real curious to see where the support line is going to be at this time. My last video that I posted at SunDial, this was after the drop and after the earnings. I didn't really think it was going to drop back down below the $1.16. I figured the support line was going to be up a little higher. But a 19-cent drop today is pretty significant. Currently, right now, the bid and ask, we have 100,300 over 84,600. That's a little positive indication. Maybe at least as far as those immediate numbers right there. Currently, there is more orders to buy than sell. Not a whole lot of difference there. Looks like maybe a 16,000 order difference there. So that probably more like indicates maybe a flat indication first thing in the morning. And then is this thing going to continue to sell off? Are people going to continue to sell their shares? And, you know, that's the question. There's a lot of disappointment that came with these earnings. I mean, they beat their earnings, the expectations. Everything was in SunDial's favor for this thing to jump way up and make some money. And, so it was overall disappointing. And I think a lot of the investors here with SunDial, I think they're feeling the same way I was, Luckily, I got out at the $1.61. Like I said, I was losing 20 or 17.50 a penny. So I got out at, 161. So 31 times 17, I mean, it's a lot. I saved me roughly, $550 or something. So I'm really glad I did that. And this thing moved exactly how I figured it would do after the earnings. It really did. I figured it was what you call pump and dump is a good call for this one. So there was an above average volume today, 327,584,380. That's indicating that there has been a lot of selling that has happened. So there is some news here today. SunDial Growers Option Alert. January 21st, $4 call sweep. What? Near the bid, 4,444 at 0.351 versus earnings 514 before open last. That's I don't understand that language. But anyways, that is what SunDial is doing. So I think this has been dropping off since Thursday. So this is 3 days of falling here. So let's go to the 5-day chart here. And so, so we've got to, ever since look, they beat their earnings. This is what's so disappointing. They beat their earnings. The earnings was great. They're making money. They're eliminating debt, but it's going down. That's no fun. That's no fun. So hopefully we can pick up a support here in the next day or two and, maybe indicate another possible buy opportunity. But currently, like I said, I'm not giving anybody financial advice. But I would, if you do not own this right now and you're looking for an opportunity to buy, I would, I would wait till there is a support line there. And I as well may reinvest in SunDial. Like I said, when this thing was at $1.16 and it rode that support for about 3 or 4 days, that was if we would have known what the future held when it was at that $1.16, because this thing was at $1.70 within, a week later. So, but I would let this thing fall now until there is some sort of support. Like this is a very volatile. I mean, it can jump up with just some news, but that's what SunDial did. So let's look at AMC. There seems to be quite a sell-off happening with this as well. So this AMC's dropped $1.44 today, down 10.34%. I honestly don't think this is very overly priced right now. Like I said, AMC, before the pandemic, I'm talking January of 2020, AMC was trading for roughly $7.50 a share, and that is with all the movie theaters opening. The pandemic was a make-believe disease at the time. It was contained, right? It wasn't in America at the time that we know of. And at that point, AMC was at $7.50. So currently priced at $12.49 when the restrictions are not 100% lifted yet. Now, they are opening up. The movie theaters are definitely opening up. But again, before the pandemic, this thing was trading at $7.50 a share. So definitely a little overvalued right now. Now, this stock does not move with fundamentals and valuations, folks. This stock moves with excitement and hype. So it's hard to predict what what AMC is going to do, because like I said, we're not going against valuation and fundamentals, but I can tell you that this is overly priced and overly valued right now. But that does not seem to matter with AMC. Well, that is AMC. Now, what did I do today? Like I said, the overall market was green, so this was not very disappointing, but my account did drop $35.62 today. Early market, this thing was up to like 180, and then it quickly turned corners. So MRMD, if y'all are into the marijuana companies, check out MRMD. Earnings, I believe, are supposed to be released 8:30 in the morning on Wednesday. This thing has a lot of potential, folks. I'm not going to get all into MRMD. I like to keep my videos, try to keep them under 15 minutes, and I'm at 13 minutes and 10 seconds. And if anybody is still listening, check out RMD, look at the valuations, look at the fundamentals. Earnings are coming in. Go to StockTwits, they kind of hype you up a little bit. So it was up 4 cents today. I'm currently in at 0.887. I own 1,658 shares. Really excited about the earnings coming out. So I did have a 4-cent gain today, building into the earnings. So tomorrow's going to be exciting. SDPI, this is the biggest eyesore that I own currently. They basically make drill bits and stuff for oil drilling and all that. So of course they're taking a beating right now. I'm currently in at $1.24 a share. It's all the way at 97 cents. Had another 2-cent drop today. 1,213 shares. I like for that sucker to go up. PFIE, I did actually sold this company last week. Made a few $100s on it. It dropped back down in what I thought was a pretty good price. I purchased it at $1.41. Since I bought it, it has dropped 2 days in a row now. It's all the way down to $1.32. So I still think this is a good company. They've actually just had a merger with another company. Just waiting on some good news to come out. My $1.41, I think it was a pretty good price. But, of course, $1.32 would have been a lot better. But currently, I am down $120 on this one. I own 1,500 shares. And we had an 8-cent drop today. HDSNs, air conditioning, industrial air conditioning units type deal. This seems to be a pretty solid company. I've held on to it for about a week now. It doesn't seem to be very volatile. If I look at the chart appears to be volatile, but since I've had it, it's pretty much maintained between $1.59 and $1.63. Today it had a pretty good day. It was up 3 cents today. My strike price is $1.64. But it seems to be pretty solid. IVR, I'm in at $3.94. I own 1,145 shares of this. This is a real estate IVR. Check them out. This is my strongest position right now. Like I said, I own 1,145 shares. Current market value of this for me is $4,591. And need a really good day in this sector, and that's going to be my money maker, I do believe, out of all my sectors. Well, folks, that is what SunDial did. That's what AMC did. That's what I did. What did y'all do? Please comment below my video. Give me some feedback. Tell me what your positions are that you're holding. Are y'all holding SunDial? You going to continue to hold on SunDial? Or do you not own SunDial and maybe you're looking at a strike price to possibly jump into SunDial? Or are you just sick and tired of hearing about SunDial? What about AMC? Likewise. So please comment below my videos. Let me know. And again, if you haven't already, please click that like, subscribe button. Y'all have a great night. Thank you.